Alrighty guys, for a very long time, the Season 4 Reloaded actually brought us well-balanced weapon. There is actually multiple weapons that can be considered meta because it does have a comparably fast time to kill. But what's really interesting is that discounting the TR2 and the DM10, right? The DM10 recently got nerfed. The TR2 is still kind of up there. But in regards to TTK, I don't think it's that good. But let's take those out of the equation. Let's talk about the ARs that recently got changed during the Season 4 Reloaded. We got the AIM 85 buff, we got the GPR 91 buff, we got the Kilo buff, and then we got the nerf on the Krig C. And I want you guys to leave in the comments in the video below, what do you guys think, or what do you consider meta, right? Is it strictly the TTKs for the weapon? Is it strictly how good you can control the recoil? Is it the damage range? Is it kind of a little bit of everything? Or is it just your personal preference of like, hey, if I can get the most kills out of this specific weapon, this weapon is meta to me? What do you guys consider meta? And just to go into more details of what changed with these weapons, right? We got the AIM 85, we got a maximum damage range increase, we got the GPR 91 that also had a damage range increase, as well as a lower multiplier increase and also aim down sight speed increase. And then with the Kilo 141, they buffed the bullet velocity by about 35 meters a second. And then the way that they nerfed the Krig is that for people who was using the extended mag 2, which was 70 rounds, they dropped it down to 60 rounds instead, so you're gonna have a smaller mag. And as you continue firing with the Krig C, the recoil does increase. And then the Krig also got a damage multiplier nerf on the lower torso, arms, and legs. So this Krig C, what made it great is that it worked well with long ranges and it disregarded the part of the target that you hit. Regardless, it still provided great extended damage over long ranges. So for the 4 ARs that I kind of want to compare right now, especially for short range engagements, right? A lot of people are playing Resurgence, so these are the stats that I'm looking for that would be beneficial for Resurgence players. We got players talking about the SWAT 556, aka the Growl, being up there again. We got the AIM 85, we got the GPR 91, and then we got the Kilo 141. Alright, so let's start with the Growl conversion, right? Now, if you look at strictly TTK, the Growl has been averaging about 640 to 672. I would like to say if I were to pick an average, the lowest that I've seen it go is 640, and that's only hitting the chest. The reason why I don't want to do a head only, which gives me a lower TTK, is that realistically, right, not everyone is going to be shooting the head. We're going to be missing a couple of shots. We're going to be hitting them in the chest, even in the high chest, but not everything to the head. So I want a more realistic TTK. So that TTK is going to be at 640 for the Growl. Now moving over to the AIM 85. If you look over here, chest shots, 640. Even at farther ranges, it is still going to be about 640. So very interesting, right? You got the AIM and the Growl having the fast time to kill. And then we also got the Kilo buff, right? Has that Kilo bullet velocity buff changed the gun in any specific way? No, not necessarily. Look at the time to kill. It's at 640. Even at medium range, still at 640, 656. But let's move on to the GPR 91. And this is the gun that I stand by. Even when Krig was meta, the only reason Krig beat the GPR was because at the medium range distance, the Krig always had a faster TTK anything after 30 meters. But now because the GPR 91 recently received a damage range buff, it's actually comparable to the Krig C. If anything, it is a faster TTK. Now if you look at the 10-meter target, we're looking at 592 milliseconds. Second range target, look at that, 592. So it's actually 592 at both ranges. This is way below 640. And the attachments for all the ARs stayed the same. They all had a compensator, they all had an extended mag, gain twist barrel, CQB grip, as well as recoil springs. The reason why I didn't opt for making these builds full velocity, right, sacrificing the recoil to add more bullet velocity build, is because we are using these guns in Resurgence. Bullet velocity definitely matters more in big BR because you are hitting at longer ranges. You want to have your shots land better, you don't want to have to lead your shots so much. So in my opinion, I would go with bullet velocity over damage range, but nonetheless, this is for Resurgence testing. But I did take a look at these builds. If you were to build these guns with full bullet velocity, we got the Kilo at 1954 meters a second, we got the GPR at 1753 meters a second, we got the AIM being at 1848 meters a second, and then we also have the Growl being at 1277 meters a second. So for the Growl, even though the recoil is great and the damage is fairly okay, unfortunately, if you are going to try using using the growl in a long range distance, you are gonna have to lead your shots a little more. And honestly, I think that's where the growl falls short. The only reason the growl is so appealing right now is because of how clean the iron sight is and how clean the recoil is in regards to controlling it. The only thing that you'd have to make sure when you're using the growl, especially at long range distances, is making sure that you know how to lead your shot. You're taking the player's range as well as your connectivity to the server in regards to knowing where the shots need to land. And this is what I mean about Season 4 Reloaded being a good thing in regards to weapon balancing, because now we actually have variety in regards to the weapons that we want to use for playing. The Kilo is still a viable option. The AMS is now a viable option. The GPR 91 in regards to TTK is even a better option. And we also got the Growl coming back to the scene. A lot of these weapons are not having the light shine onto them because of Season 4 Reloaded and how they changed the weapons, as well as increasing the certain percentages that each weapon attachment had and how they changed. I think this is a very good change in regards to adding variety. I mean, that's the reason why I was using the GPR 91 in the first place. But because of the stats that the crate provided, it was the only weapon at that time that you would need to use in order to stay competitive. Now you got all these other weapons and ARs that you want to choose that may fit better for you in regards to your play style. But let me know in the comments below, do you still stand by the growl because of how clean the iron sight looks and how easy it is to control the recoil, even though the bullet velocity may not be there? Maybe the AMS 85 and the Kilo, they're really good on recoil control too, and they still have a similar time to kill, but you don't like their iron sights. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. But if anything, guys, this is the end of the video. If you did enjoy the content, please drop a like on the video. It helps it tremendously in the algorithm. And drop a sub to the channel if you did enjoy the content. Alright? Stay pure, stay noble, and hashtag bring back honest gaming. Noble out.